If you're over 60 years old, what I'm about to reveal could be the difference between a peaceful life and years of discomfort from an enlarged prostate. Many men are unknowingly practicing daily habits that enlarge the prostate, leading to frequent bathroom trips, bladder pressure, and even chronic nighttime urination. Have you ever struggled to start or stop urinating? Or woken up more than once at night to pee? These aren't just signs of aging, they're red flags of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. According to Harvard Health, over 50% of men between 51 and 60 already have signs of prostate enlargement, and the number jumps to over 90% for men over 80. But there are also men well into their 80s who feel no prostate discomfort at all, simply because they adjusted their daily routines before things got worse. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 everyday habits that quietly contribute to prostate enlargement, and more importantly, what you can start doing today to protect your prostate naturally. Before we get started, take a moment to tap the like button and subscribe to Golden Aging Health. If you're over 60 and want more science-backed prostate health tips, easy lifestyle changes, and real solutions for men's health after 60, this is the place for you. The first habit that silently enlarges your prostate over time is something simple, something almost all of us are guilty of, especially when we are out, busy, or do not want to use a public restroom.
Habit number 1, holding in urine. Let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself holding in your pee because you didn't want to use a public restroom? Or maybe you were driving, watching a movie, or simply caught up in your day. It might feel harmless at the moment, but over time, the impact on your prostate can be serious. But here's the problem. When you hold in urine for too long, it sets off a harmful cycle. It places extra pressure on the bladder and prostate, leading to chronic irritation. Over time, this can quietly contribute to prostate enlargement even in men who appear completely healthy otherwise. According to Harvard Medical School, when the bladder becomes over-distended, meaning it holds more urine than it should, it weakens the bladder wall, increases pressure on the prostate, and disrupts normal urinary flow. This is especially problematic in men over 60, whose prostate health is already vulnerable due to hormonal shifts that occur with aging. In medical terms, this excess pressure can worsen symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, like difficulty starting urination, a weak stream, or that frustrating feeling of not fully emptying the bladder. If ignored, these signs may progress into bladder outlet obstruction, a condition that may eventually require catheter use or surgery to relieve pressure. Now, let me tell you about Mr. Hayes, a retired bus driver I once knew through a family friend. He was 74, fit, took regular walks, and looked after his diet. But he had one silent habit. He'd always delay his bathroom breaks. For years, he believed that waking up 4 or 5 times a night was just part of getting older. It wasn't until one evening, when he couldn't urinate at all and had to be rushed to urgent care, that he found out he had severe urinary retention and advanced prostate swelling. After catheterization and weeks of medication, his doctors told him clearly, this could have been avoided years ago. According to the National Institute on Aging, reducing bladder strain is one of the simplest and most effective ways to slow down prostate enlargement symptoms naturally, and it's something you can do starting today. Start listening to your body's signals. Don't wait. Just 10 more minutes. When you feel the urge, go. Make it easier on yourself by planning ahead. No restroom locations when you go out, and speak to your doctor if your medications affect urination patterns. This habit may seem small, but its impact builds quietly over time, and once the prostate becomes inflamed, recovery is never as easy as prevention. Next, after looking at how internal pressure affects the prostate, we turn to something even more common. It's quiet. It builds slowly, and most men never realize how damaging it can be until the symptoms show up.
Habit number 2, not drinking enough water. Think skipping a few glasses of water during the day helps avoid those frustrating bathroom trips at night? It might seem like a clever shortcut, but in reality, this habit could be quietly harming your prostate health every single day. Over time, it doesn't just affect your energy or digestion. It slowly dries out your prostate health, increases inflammation, and makes nighttime urination even worse. As Harvard Health Publishing emphasizes, chronic dehydration increases the risk of urinary tract irritation, bladder dysfunction, and aggravates the symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia when the bladder and prostate are repeatedly exposed to concentrated waste. It sets the stage for inflammation, discomfort, and poor flow control. Many older adults, especially men over 60, tend to reduce water intake on purpose, often to avoid frequent urination or nighttime bathroom trips. Ironically, that strategy can backfire. A dehydrated body forces the kidneys to work harder to filter waste, which increases strain on the bladder. Over time, this worsens frequent urination at night, urgency, and the sensation that the bladder is never fully empty, classic signs of an enlarged prostate. The Mayo Clinic emphasizes that staying properly hydrated helps keep the urinary tract flushed, reduces irritation, and supports smooth function of the bladder and prostate. So how much is enough? For most men over 60, a good target is around 6 to 8 cups, 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day, depending on activity levels and any existing health conditions. Spread your intake throughout the day, not all at once in the evening, to avoid nighttime urination.
If plain water isn't appealing, herbal teas, cucumber-infused water, or warm broths are all prostate-friendly ways to stay hydrated without overloading the bladder.
And if staying hydrated slips your mind, make it effortless. Keep a filled water bottle next to your favorite armchair, by your bedside, or tucked into the car door pocket where you'll see it often. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever intentionally cut back on water to avoid nighttime trips? Or found ways to stay hydrated without overloading your bladder? Share your tips or questions in the comments. Your experience might help someone else watching. Proper hydration may seem basic, but for your prostate health, it's one of the most protective daily choices you can make, and one that builds quietly over time.
In our final section, I'll share the most surprising habit of all, one that a famous public figure ignored for years until it nearly cost him his independence.
Habit number 3, sitting for long periods. You know, this might surprise you, but even someone as successful and disciplined as Stephen King fell into this trap. During the years he was writing back-to-back novels, he often sat for 10 to 12 hours a day without moving much. He later shared in interviews that he began feeling pressure in his lower abdomen, some bladder discomfort, and tension he couldn't explain. Eventually, doctors warned him that too much sitting was putting pressure on his pelvic and prostate health, and if he didn't change his routine, things could get worse. Many older men do the same thing every day without realizing it.
Whether it's watching TV, reading, or scrolling on a tablet, sitting for hours at a time can slowly hurt your prostate health, even if everything else in your life seems healthy. The prostate sits in a dense area of blood vessels and nerves in the pelvis. When you sit still for too long, it reduces blood circulation to this region. This poor flow can lead to congestion, stiffness, and over time, low-level inflammation of the prostate. According to the Journal of Urology, men who sit more than 6 hours daily have a significantly higher risk of developing lower urinary tract symptoms, the same signs of benign prostatic hyperplasia, like weak stream, urgency, and frequent nighttime urination. And there's more. Mayo Clinic reports that prolonged sitting is also linked to pelvic floor dysfunction, a condition that can further disrupt bladder control and make enlarged prostate symptoms worse. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be on your feet all day, but movement is medicine, and just a few simple adjustments can protect your prostate health naturally. Try to stand up every 30 to 45 minutes. Even walking a few steps helps restore circulation to the pelvic area. Use a cushion with a cutout center to relieve direct pressure on the perineum, especially if you already deal with chronic pelvic discomfort. And add 5 minutes of light stretches daily. Hip openers, gentle squats, or even lying on your back with knees bent can help men over 60 maintain healthy pelvic mobility. Stillness might feel relaxing, but when it comes to your prostate, long hours of sitting can act like slow poison. The damage builds quietly until one day the discomfort doesn't go away. What helps you stay active during long days at home? Do you have a favorite stretch, standing habit, or even a reminder trick that works for you? Let us know in the comments. Your tip could really help another gentleman watching.
So, what have we learned? Sometimes it's not the obvious things that damage your health. It's the quiet daily habits that slip under the radar. If you're over 60, these are the 3 common behaviors that may be quietly enlarging your prostate and contributing to benign prostatic hyperplasia. Holding in urine too long, creating internal pressure that inflames the bladder and prostate. Not drinking enough water, leading to concentrated urine that irritates and stresses your entire urinary system. Sitting for long periods reduces blood flow and increases congestion around the prostate gland. Each of these may feel small on their own, but together they can lead to serious enlarged prostate symptoms, from nighttime urination and weak stream to bladder outlet obstruction and, in some cases, even loss of independence. But here's the part I want you to remember most. It's not too late to turn this around. Every step you take today, whether it's listening to your body's urge to go, picking up a glass of water, or simply standing up during commercials, is a step toward protecting your prostate health naturally. And if you're someone who already lives with discomfort, don't be discouraged. Many of my senior patients have seen improvements just by changing these basic routines. No pills, no surgery, just small, intentional shifts. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Aging Health. We're here every day with science-backed insights to help you age with strength, clarity, and dignity.